Perfect.
I think we might be live now. Let's have a look.
Yes. Are we live? I'm just going to check on mine.
Okay. Turn on. So we got that.
See if I am live. Are you live?
I'm just checking now. I had to go through a bunch of clicks. I am not live. Are you live?
No.
Oh.
So I wonder if that just screwed us up.
No, you're not live either. But yet it shows here that we are live. Ready to go live. So I'm going to click go live on mine again and see where that takes us.
I'm clicking go live on mine as well.
Okay. It says I'm live. So let's see. Let's see.
Okay, and let's see if we're live on mine.
I love social media. I love all this technology.
We're learning.
We are live on mine.
Awesome.
Let's see. I see you, Dana. And we are live on your page. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Amazing. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. This has been quite the journey just to get everything set up and going live. And Nancy, I am so happy that you are here with me. And welcome, friends. If you are watching, you know my name is Dana and I am here. I'm all about mental health and wellness. And I had the pleasure of meeting Nancy last weekend in Winnipeg and just loved her story, loved her energy, loved her zest for life. And I asked her if she would come on here and share. We have connected through our company, and we're both really passionate about this, the season of life that we're in, and that wellness can be for everybody. And sometimes what you think you need, maybe it's a little bit different than what you first are seeking out. Would you agree with that, Nancy?
100%. 100%.
Yeah. So we're just going to have a conversation here. We would love to have you participate, love to have you share if anything that you hear connects. And I would love for you to introduce yourself and just share a little bit more about you and how we came to connect last weekend, Nancy.
First off, Dana, thank you so much for inviting me to come and speak with you and have this quick chat. I don't know about you, but Winnipeg was just a breath of fresh air. I don't even want to put words into it. It was the first time that I was able to travel in quite a few years, and I'll get into why. But to be surrounded with so many powerful, mostly women, but we had a few men there too, but that share the same vision, the same mindset, but also sharing our experience from just being here in this space. And like you mentioned, Dana, we had the privilege to really get to know one another. And I know we were in a previous company together, but we really never did connect. And part of that is me and who I was and who I have become over the last several years. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Nancy Dename. I live just on the outside of Northern Ontario. So that was another great thing, Dana, that we're both in the same province. Yeah. Because we have teammates, and I call ourselves family here, but all over the world. But what I love is the connection that we were able to make, in just the short couple of days that we were together. So I am a wife of 21 years. I am a mama. I am a nana, and I have 3 fur babies. I once was an empty nester, but 2 of the 5 kids flocked back. And I don't know about you guys, but as you're raising your children, you're in autopilot and you're doing life, you're just trekking along and things are great. And then you go through the different stages of them graduating high school, going to post-secondary, which many are going through right now. My children played rep sports, so I even went through the grieving process of them no longer playing these sports, because as moms, we make amazing connections through our kids playing organized sports. And I'm just sharing that because my life, as wonderful as my life was, I was living on autopilot and not recognizing that that's what I was doing. I was burning the candle at both ends. I have a wonderful corporate job that I absolutely love. And then I was building a business. And I was building it in a way that I had no clue what I was doing. I just was passionate about wanting to help people. 3.5 years ago, I had a life-changing accident where it really stopped me in my tracks. And I continued working, but I was on autopilot. I was working fight or flight, wasn't remembering things. My health was regressing so quickly. I was sleeping throughout the day. It was becoming very dangerous. I do travel a lot for work, and my medical team kept telling me, you need to stop working. You need to get better. You need to get better. And me being me, I'm okay. I'm okay. And there's many of us that do that with or without an injury. We're always okay, especially as mamas and as wives, we're always okay. And then in February of 2020, so the incident happened in January 24, February of 25, I was told that I had to stop working. That's it. There was no questions asked. And I don't know about you, but I am of the mindset that, or I just, the person that I've been working since I was 13. I've always been somebody that has been there for my children, supportive. And yes, I have a wonderful husband, but we've built this great life, and that's all I knew. And I've worn many hats over the years, many hats, different careers. I've worked with mental health and addiction. I've worked with homelessness. I was a teacher. I worked on construction. I was a buyer. I was an account manager. I wore so many different hats, and I'm blessed to have been able to do that over my career. But when I got stopped in my tracks and I was told, that's it, you're done, you have to stop working, I hit probably the lowest point of my life. Depression set in. My health was regressing in such a way that I just couldn't catch up. I was sleeping all the time, and I wasn't me anymore. And my poor husband, God bless him, but it was like he had a new child at home. You know, I would pick up something, put it down somewhere, forget that I did. So I did suffer from a brain injury, vision impairment, chronic fatigue, all of the things that you would label as perimenopause and menopausal with an injury. And the first year was a blank. So 2025 was a complete blank for me. Specialist after doctors, after scans, after MRIs and CAT scans and contrast ultrasounds and heart conditions and you name it. And then I woke up one day and I thought, okay, this is not what life is going to be like, right? This happened for me. We don't know why I blacked out. We don't know why the incident happened, but I woke up one day and I thought, enough. This happened for me. It happened for me. There was a message, a clear message as to why this happened. Yes, we uncovered some health conditions that were not related to the fall or the blackout. So it happened because I needed to slow down. I needed to reflect. I needed to get out of autopilot and get back into living. And so this past year has been about advocating and working with people that are constantly being told they look fine when they're not okay.
Yeah.
And Dana, I don't know about you, but we, as we age, are consistently being labeled with different things. And I go back to the brain fog, it's menopause. Weight gain, it's menopause. Chronic fatigue, it's menopause. No, it's not.
No,
it's we go through the life changes and the hormonal changes and all that, but there are ways that we can support ourselves. So I've made it my mission to really start working at, okay, what is what is it that my body needs to fuel from the inside out? What is it that the science is telling us about the physiological body and the compositions of our bodies? And that's kind of what my mission has been on in this past year. I wasn't looking for anything new. I had gone into a couple different companies and dabbling, and I think it was the hope that that next company with those products is going to heal me. That next company, those products are going to heal me. Then I took a step back, and about, I want to say 4 weeks ago, I don't even think it's been 4 weeks, I started digging into what we have here, which is healing the body with frequencies and harmonic frequencies. And it stopped me in my tracks. I'm like, okay, I need to lean in and I need to learn more, because I didn't understand it, but it made sense. When your body is vibrating at its lowest vibration, you feel sadness, you feel compressed, you feel exhaustion, all of those things. But what if we can build that harmony and frequency in our body where we can feel joy, abundance, relaxed? So the more I started digging into this, the more I thought, we might be onto something. So I tried these 2 products called Rise and Vibe. And let me tell you, the first day, and I had absolutely no, what's the word I'm thinking of? Like, I had no expectations whatsoever. And the first day that I tried it, I was like, okay. The second day felt great. The third day felt great. And then I started reflecting on those 3 days. The first day I was out shopping and laughing and giggling. I hate shopping, by the way. And I was just having a good old time. And I'm like, The second day I didn't have a headache for the first time in 3.5 years. The third day I had no headache. Then I stopped napping. I was napping every day for the last 3 years of my life. Do you know that I've been on this product now almost 4 weeks? I have not had a nap. I do not rely on coffee to manage my migraines anymore. I literally have 1 drink. I drink the caffeinated Rise every day. I no longer drink coffee. I no longer rely on coffee to manage my migraines. I am no longer taking preventative migraine medication at night to shut my brain down to sleep. So not that we're healed, but what I'm saying is, because of these harmonic frequencies and these natural products that we're using, my body is now vibrating at its highest level, that it's healing itself and it's working its way, it's working its magic from the inside out. I honestly feel so light and so alive. So when we first started talking, and I was saying that we knew each other in a previous company, but we didn't. Yeah. The old me was a very introvert, closed off individual. I would go to events, but I would stick to my corner. I would never get involved, never get engaged, never want to get to know other people. In my corporate job, you're paid to do a job. I would have anxiety going to where I needed to be, but when I'm there, I had to put that hat on. You had to be on. But then I would leave wherever I was and I would decompress. I was constantly in low vibration mode, living in anxiety. Now it's like I'm talking to people, I'm getting to know people, I'm wanting to know their stories. And, in Winnipeg, I said to my husband, I came home and I'm like, I had more conversations this past weekend than I think I've had in a lifetime. And it was just wonderful to know that as much as I preach that we're not alone and I'm there to help people, the tables are turned. There are people there to help and support me as well, you included.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just, there's no words on what we have our hands on, but most importantly, within minutes, you're feeling that increase, that vibration in your body rising. Mm-hmm. And pairing that with, again, whole, clean products, right? In this past couple of years, I've also had to go through, autoimmune disease, inflammation, and now I have to watch certain things that I eat and drink. A lot of the stuff that I do enjoy. So when you have to look at things like dairy-free, soy-free, gluten-free, red meats, that sort of thing. You have to be very careful in even the things that you start ingesting. But what I love is that everything here is clean and I don't have to worry about that. And things are just great. So yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted to share today. And I'm really glad that you brought me on, because if we can help even just one person understand that it's okay to not feel okay. And if they're constantly being told you're fine and you're not fine, trust yourself. You're not fine and it's okay. And you have to talk about it. Find somebody that you can talk to, find somebody that can support you. This feel-good revolution that we're on, this mission that we're on, it's not about, it's really about rising the vibration that we have here in this world and making people feel seen and feel heard and helping them feel great.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I love that so much, Nancy. And what really spoke to me, what stood out the most to me about our company is the mental health mission, that this can support people with mental health, because that touches everybody. It touches all of us. And if we have access to a tool that can support a teen, a young adult, ourselves, I know that if we can help just one family, that is, I would have done anything to support my kids. If somebody would have introduced something like this to me, I would want to try it. So, and there's so many stories of people who have had that, and even our founders who, this Rise product was created to help their daughter with mental health challenges and also addiction. And that has supported her and helped to, I don't want to say heal her brain, but support her in her brain health. And that is everything to me. So, because those are the silent, those that can't be always diagnosed or seen, but we all feel that mental health, it impacts all of us. So I'm really, really excited about that. As you said, just learning really more about frequencies and vibrations and how that it all makes sense. Like when you stop and think about it, and how some simple products can really fuel your body overall and to support us in wellness. And again, we're not making any health claims, though. If you can support your body with inflammation, with more energy, it just is, it gives you that foundation that you need, that just base level foundation to feel better and feel good now. So there's so many stories that, I'm looking through the groups and just hearing people from our own team who have started to use the products, and their husbands who have started to use the products. And for me, the biggest thing is deep sleep.
Yes.
Sleep is everything. And I've had the deepest sleeps now in the last 3 weeks. The other thing is that I was feeling, I thought, pretty clarity and focus, but it was like my windshield was dirty and now it's clean. Just see and operate from a clearer place. So I'm so excited about being a part of this in the Feel Good Now revolution and partnering with people like yourself, and just the heart of the company and the founders here, Dave and Barb. And if anyone is interested in information, we have access to that. If somebody shares this recording with you, go back to them. They would have access to more information. And it feels really good to be here. It feels very aligned with who I am, because in the past it has been, or certainly I have thought, health, I haven't thought it, but many companies, the forefront of what they share is weight loss, weight loss, weight loss, weight loss. And that is not who I am. I'm, everything is GLP-1, this, that, all of the things. And, taking care of that is important, but I want to lead and love and serve with overall wellness, and those things can follow when your body is supported, the weight loss, inflammation, all of that.
I'm going to piggyback on that, Dana, and I know we don't want to keep everybody so long, but so I was part of that mission once upon a time, and what I can share with you is that I had lost over 70 pounds just prior to having my accident. And although I felt great, I looked great, I was still in that autopilot mode, and I had my fall, and within 6 months, I gained that 70 pounds and more back. So we put a stigma when you say weight loss, GLP, peptides, this and that. That's fine, right? That's a lane that if people want to follow, I respect them and that's great. But that is not my lane, right? And because I'll tell you, yes, I'm heavier now, but I'm the healthiest I've ever been. Yes, I'm dealing with trauma and all of that stuff. And I'm still working my way back to healing so I'm well enough to go back to the job that I love as I'm building this and, being an advocate here in the Feel Good Revolution. But what I'm telling you, the reason I'm telling you this is because the minute I had trauma, my cortisol levels shot, my stress hormones shot. I was diagnosed with leaky heart valves. I met with a cardiologist, actually had a follow-up not long ago, and what she was telling me is that because the oxygenation in my blood is so low, because I'm not pumping the way I should, it increases your cortisol levels and your stress hormones. So it doesn't matter what you're doing for your body to support your body. If you're not losing the weight, we need to look at what's happening on the inside. It has only been the last 4 weeks when I started increasing my vibration, decreasing my stress hormones. I literally feel like I'm walking on a cloud now. Yeah. That the tables are starting to turn. And I share that because you're right. There's so much stigma on needing to be skinny. And I was never the skinny kid growing up, but I think in my head, I needed to be that person and I needed to go back there. Now I'm just happy with who I am, how I am and showing up. And then the reason why this company really touched me is because I know you touched a little bit on Barb and Dave, their founders' story, and it's a family-owned company, but their mission through Feel Good Revolution is to build so big that they are going to build rehabilitation centers everywhere they possibly can so that people can get treatments for free. Like, come on, how can you not get behind that? Yeah. I've worked in a field for 6 years where mental health and addiction and the lack of services and people became numbers. And I made it a part of myself that I don't want to be there. And I had to leave that industry because it didn't align with my values. Now it's full circle. So when I say the mission is bigger, things happened for me because I needed to find my way here to you and to this team and to this organization and to this revolution, because this is the next level. This is what's going to happen for the next several years. And this is bigger than all of us, right? So I wanted to share that because I have even grandchildren that are diagnosed with ADHD at a very young age. And yes, they're hyper, very hyper. They're brilliant and they're moving and they're grooving. But I also know that there are families that are giving this product to their children. And there's non-caffeinated as well. And it is helping them with increasing their vibration, slowing down their brain, just so that they can have a great life, quality of life, without having to introduce big pharma, right? So I'm all about clean. I'm all about helping people as much as we possibly can, and linking arms with anybody that wants to come on this mission with us. Hey, Dana, like that's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. Yes. So thank you so much, Nancy, for joining me. And if we piqued your curiosity and in any way, please reach out to us. We're happy to share. And if this is shared with you, this recording, then reach out to the person that shared it with you. We're going to be sharing a lot more. We're excited and just to do the good work and to be a part of this movement. So thank you so much again, Nancy. Bye.
Bye.